Good afternoon, everyone. So today we'll discuss about the workflows. Okay, what does it mean by workflows? So we'll discuss about the workflows. Okay, generally workflows meaning a sequence of steps. Okay, so that is the first thing. Okay, workflow meaning it is the workflow is the sequence of steps, or you can say flow of steps. Okay, flow of steps. Like in the interview perspective, they will ask, can you please explain the workflow? So basically, workflow, whereas the content, once the content gets approved, it will send an email to the all team members who are the part of the workflow. Okay, so the same thing I am writing here. Workflow, workflow where the content, okay, once the content gets approved, once content gets approved, it will send an email to it will sends an email to all the team members, all the team, all the team members who are the part of whoever the part of workflow, whoever the part of workflow. Okay, where we have the steps like where we have participant step, participant step, participant step, participant step, where the contents gets approved, where the contents gets contents gets approved. Okay, and contents gets approved, and we have process step, where the contents gets published, where the contents get published. So this is the thing which is all about workflow. Are you guys clear with my point? Workflow meaning it is the flow of steps. Which is the flow of steps? Like if they will ask, like, can you please explain about the workflow? Then you can say workflow where the content, once the content gets approved, it will send an email. Uh, it will send an email. It will send an email to all the team members. Okay, to all the team members who were the part of workflow, where we have the participant step, where the content gets approved, and we have the process step, and where the content gets published. Are you guys clear with my point? So after this, so the basically how the workflow will be there. So I will explain. So I will use some blocks, and then through that we'll go through, and we'll see. So where we have the blocks, right? So I will go through it, and then so this is the blocks. So in the blocks, basically where we have the consoles, like models console, instance console, and archives console, launchers console, failures console. These consoles will be there. So how will you see those consoles? Simply you can come to amstart.html, tools, and workflow. I have the workflow option, right? If you click on the workflow, then these all the options. These all the options. Okay, for example, like basically how will you create the workflows? So this is the models, all the workflow models are available inside the models. Okay, instances meaning successful, I would say running workflows are available in the instances console. Launchers meaning you can create the workflows by using the launchers as well, and successful workflows will be available inside the archive. So some workflows might be failure. Those failure workflows will be available inside the failure console. So these are the consoles are available inside the workflows: models, instances, launchers, and archive, and then failures failures. Okay, for example, for creating the workflow, simply can create the workflow. Create, basically why we are creating the workflow, basically if you want to trigger, for example, we can assume I am running the newspaper, Hindu newspaper. Okay, so I am hiring two members. Those two members are freshers. Okay, those two members are freshers. So daily we are publishing the content which is related to some city like Bangalore or any city we are publishing. So like they are creating some content and they ready to publish those content in the Bangalore city. So then like if they directly publish that content, then what might be the result, issues will arise, like they don't know like how the religions and the city will be there. So that's why basically whatever the content they has created, so we will we will maintain one person. That person is the team lead of these two persons. So whatever the content has created by these two persons, the admin will approve, meaning the admin will check the content is good or not. The content is the good only, then the content will be released on the city. So if not, their reputation will be fell down. So that is the main, I would say. So that's why not only this person, you can take the multiple persons, like whatever the content they has to publish. So initially they will create the content, and then they will ask to the team lead. The team lead also okay with the content, then only they will publish the content. Not only team lead. So here you can add number of persons. So that we are adding the number of persons is called flow of steps. So every step you can add the multiple persons, and every persons they will give the approve. Then only our content will be published. Then only our content will be published. So this is the main agenda of the workflows. Whatever the content they want to publish, they will publish based on the multiple persons. All the persons are okay with the content, then only the content will be published. So that is the main agenda of workflows. That is the main agenda of the workflows. Okay, I will create I will create one workflow, and then I will show you how the process steps will be there. So simply for creating the workflows, simply you can come to tools option, localhost 4502, and then where you have the tools option, tools and workflows. These are the consoles, multiple consoles, models, instances, launchers, and archives, failures, right? For creating the workflows, models are mandatory. So as of now, I'm creating the workflows by using the models. If you click on the models and then create, okay, create model. So here I am giving the name is demo workflow. Okay, I'm giving the name is demo workflow. Done. Okay, my workflow model has created. Okay, if I click on this one, edit, if you see these many steps are coming, right? So this is the starting stage, and here we will add multiple persons. For example, here instead of this step one, here I would like to add. Here I would like to add participant step. So simply you can look participant step. Okay, you can add participant step. So in the participant step, I will add the admin. So not only admin, in our team you can add any person. In our team you can add any person. Okay, in my case I am adding the person. You can simply come to here, and the user you can look for the admin, and then we will get the admin. Okay, admin or administrator. Okay, I'm click on the, can select on administrators. Okay, and then select this one. Whatever the content, the initial stage they have created, so this is the person, this person will give the approve, then only our content will go to the next process. So like this, not only one step, I can add the multiple persons. Like for example, in our team, we have the team lead, manager, and then we can take like that also. We can add the team lead here, and in this step we can add one more person. So like that, we can add multiple persons. Once this person will give the approve, then the content will move to this step, and this person also will give the approve, then the content will move to the next step. This is the general flow of the workflow. Okay. So here what I am doing, so I am taking one participant step, and here I am taking the one process step. Okay. I'm adding the process step. So process step is the like step which is used to publish our content. Okay, here we need to give the input, whatever the input you are you want to start the workflow by using some input, right? So we need to give the some input. So for giving input of this workflow, I'm writing some backend logic. Okay, I'm writing some backend logic. So simply you can go to your Visual Studio, and then you can write some backend logic. So in my case, I'm writing some backend logic. So how will you write the backend logic? So in your case, this workflows for package also not might be not available. So in that case, you can create workflows package like this. Simply click on the core, and then right click, simply create folder. Okay, folder. Okay, here you can mention with name is workflows. Click on that one, and now new Java file. Here you can take the class. The class name here in my case I am taking demo workflow or anything you can take. Okay, in my case I'm taking the demo.java. Okay, whenever you are writing the workflow is also, I would say, service only, one of the service only. Whenever you are writing the workflow where we have the predefined classes, that is the workflow process we need to inherit, that is the interface. So how will you inherit the interface? We have the implements keyword, and then workflow process, workflow process. If you look for the workflow process, so there are two packages coming, right? So among those, we need to select first one only, granite.workflow. We need to select this package only. No, don't select this one. We can select only this package only, right? Okay, in my case I'm selecting the first one. Okay, when I'm selecting that one which is throwing the error, basically we need to override the method. So workflow is the predefined interface which will have the only one method, that is the execute method. That is the execute method. Okay, I'm overriding that execute method. Okay. This is the method. I'm click on it. I'm click on it. You are getting the method like this. Okay. Workflow process is the interface which will have the only one method. That is the execute method. This is the normal class, right? So how can I convert this normal class into the service? At the rate component, and then at the rate component, and then here we need to mention the service, right? Service, service equal to, here you can pass the workflow process class dot class. Okay, and then after this you need to mention immediate equal to true. And then next thing is, next property is very important property, that is the property. Property equal to process label. Property equal to process dot label. Process dot label equal to, you need to mention this one in double quotation, process dot label equal to, you can mention with here I am giving any name. So I am giving in my case demo Okay, I am giving a demo. Today date is what, like 19/8/2024. For uniquely identifying, I am giving this name only, 19/08/2024. 2024. So not only this one, you can give any name. Okay, not only this name, you can give any name. But whenever you are writing the workflow, this property, this attribute is mandatory. This is very very important for uniquely identifying. For calling the workflow, we will use process label. We will use process label, right? We will use process label. Okay, and this method is working fine or not. How will you track? You can track by using logger files. So I'm creating a logger files, private static, next a final, and then where we have the logger file, right? Logger. So we need to inherit the logger file, which is org.slf4j. Okay, I'm selecting this one, and then the next thing is log. Log equal to, okay, logger factory slf4j only, and then logger factory dot get logger. Okay, and then here we need to pass the our class name. So in our case, our class name is demo.class, right? So I'm passing my class name, that is demo.class, and then semicolon. So this is the successfully created the log. So these are the steps already we done in the OEC configuration and last previous sessions already. These are the common steps. Like normal, I would say normal Java class, we will convert into the component and then we will convert into the service. This is the normal steps. Only the step we are added only this one, this property. Okay, this is the property which is used to call the workflow. This is the important property. Next thing is workflow is the interface which will have the only one method, that is the execute method. That is the execute method. Okay. So workflow these are the parameters like workflow item, workflow session, metadata. I would say metadata map. These are the, I would say these are the parameters of this method. So if you come here, there you can basically work item, which are the input, like we will get the information about like which content you are triggering and which node we are triggering. So input information available in the work item workflow session, which will have the information about the database, like where the our workflow is storing. So such kind of information are available in the workflow session. Okay, metadata map also having the information which is about our workflow. So these are the three parameters we are passing as input to the execute method. As an input to the execute method. Are you guys clear in my point? So here these are the variables name. So we can take, instead of this one we can take anything. So we can take anything. Not only those. So I am taking this one. We can take anything. Workflow sessions. Not only this one. We can take anything. Workflow sessions. Workflow sessions, and here also we can take anything, right? Metadata. Okay, now what I am doing, this is the variable, right? This variable, what I'm doing is I'm getting the path simply. Now what I'm doing is I'm using those variable, and then the next thing is get payload, work item dot workflow. Get workflow is there. Now get workflow data, if we click on it, and then dot get payload type, get payload type, meaning whatever the path we are giving, so we are printing that one. So I will show you. So this path, entire path, I'm storing in some reference variable. The reference variable is payload type. This is the variable name. Okay, payload type, and this payload type is we are mentioning as the string is the data type. String is the data type. So what I am doing here, I am getting the path. I am getting the path by using this workflow. So these all are the predefined. Workflow item is the predefined one. Workflow session is the predefined one. Metadata is the predefined one. So this is having already predefined methods. I am using those methods, and by using those methods, I am getting the data. I am getting the data. So now what I am doing is once the get the path. So here I am writing some condition. What the condition I am writing here the basically is whatever the path we are giving the path, and here I am writing the path is this payload equal to payload type. I am passing this payload dot equals method, and I am passing here I am passing as input as JCR path. JCR path. So what does it mean? Whatever the input you are giving, that input and the JSR path, when once they both are equal, then only the controller go inside and it will print log files. It will print the log file. So I'm taking the log here. See, then log dot string, and then here I am passing some. Here I am passing some like payload is payload is and this is the placeholder, and then I am passing the payload type. I am passing the payload type, right? So similarly I will get the path as well. So how will you get the path? So simply by using the same path, work item dot, and get workflow data, and then dot get payload, and we need to convert this payload to string. But in previous case only we are taking the payload only. Now as of now we are converting get payload to toString. Okay, this entire path I am storing in some reference variable, that is the path, and then this is also I would like to mention string. Okay, here also I am mentioning some log file, that is info log.info, right? So here I will mention the placeholder. In the placeholder I will mention basically path is, I will mention placeholder, and then here I will mention the path. Are you guys clear with my point what I did? This is the simple workflow I have written. Basically whatever the path I have given, that path it should be taken. Once the path and the JSR path the both are equal, then only our content will be visible on the log files. I will show you this one. So this is the simple workflow I have written. Now if you observe, if I go to my workflow, this is the process step, right? If I click on the process step basically we need to give the input. So simply if I click on it, if you go to the process and where you have the drop down, right? So if you scroll down, so this name should be visible out there. This name demo 190, this name should be visible. So as of now there is no name with that. Okay, now we need to deploy that one. We need to deploy into the AM server. Okay, so I'm deploying this one. You can save this file, and then you can go wherever your is there, like practice code. your project aim guides demo. Here you can simply open command prompt and then you can deploy maven clean install and then -p auto install single package. So I'm deploying whatever the backend code we have written as of now. So where all the project you are deploying into the AIM server, local AIM server. Okay. So after deployment is done, then we'll see how will you give the input in the process table and all. Okay. Deployment is done. Simply go your console and then you can refresh this page. Okay, simply come and configure process, click on the drop down, and if you scroll down, the name which is belong to this is the name, right? Demo 1908. Okay, you can simply go the top drop down and you can look for that specific name, demo. So this is the demo, right? Demo 1908 2024. 2024. So whatever the backend logic I am writing, I am giving as an input. I am selecting this one. Okay, I am selecting this one and then click on the tick mark. Okay, so after these two processes done, then what we need to do? Simply can click on the sync. Click on the sync. Okay, I am syncing this one. So we have synced the processes successfully. And now for tracking the methods are working fine or not in my workflows package, I need to create one. I need to create one logger file. So how will you create the logger file? So simply you can go to aimstart.html and then tools where we have the operations. Click on the web console. We have the Sling log support, right? Here you can create one logger file. So in my case, I'm creating the logger file, which is basically add new logger file, and then here I'm mentioning demo workflow. You can okay demo workflow. I'm mentioning demo workflow, right? And here I'm giving the path. The path I'm utilizing this existing path. I'm copying that path and then demo dot where we have the workflows. Refresh this one. demo dot, simply copy this path, or else you can start from the com dot adobe dot am dot guides dot demo dot, okay, core dot, you can mention workflows demo. We need to select this one. Okay, I'm selecting this one demo. I'm selecting this demo. So now selected workflow. Okay, the demo has selected. Here I am giving the name is demo workflow. I'm giving the name is demo workflow. Okay, and then save. You can save this one. I'm saving this one. Save. Okay, the workflow, I would say error log file got created. Now what I'm doing, simply I'm opening my error log file. You can go to your AEM and then author, quick start, logs. You can look for the demo workflow. Okay, demo workflow which is available in demo workflow. You can open this one. So this is the demo workflow, right? Okay, so I have successfully created the logger file, and then I have written the backend code. I am synced that backend code in the workflow in the participant step as well. Now I done the syncing as well. So simply one more time I'm coming to here, and then this syncing process also done, and then now what I'm doing is simply you can come to localhost aim.html tools workflows, where we have the in the instances. If I open the instances, these are the workflows are running. These are the workflows are running, right? Running workflows. So I'm not started the workflow yet, right? So simply go to tools, workflows, and models, and this is the demo workflow, right? Simply you can select the workflow and start the workflow. Whenever you are starting the workflow, which will ask for the payload, this payload. So whatever the backend logic here written, so whatever the payload we are adding, that payload should be displayed on here. So that is the backend logic we are written here. Okay, so simply I am selecting any path. You can take any project and any path. Okay, I'm going to here, and then you can go to retail, you can go to demo, any project, anywhere you can go. So going to this here, and then I'm selecting on the en page. Okay, I'm selecting this one. Okay, content demo ESEN, and title also, this is optional, not a mandatory, but payload is the mandatory. And then run. We can run the workflow. Okay, so after started, if you see, is there any logs are coming? No, there is no logs are coming. Now, so what the generally will happen? So I will show you in the, like, I will take localhost start.html, and then where we have the workflow and instances. Instances meaning all the models, running workflow models are available in the instances. If I open this one, if you see here, this one is running, this workflow is running, this workflow is running. Okay, the title name is the demo. If I click on the notifications, these many notifications you have, right? So if I view all, there you can see one is available. So how can I get this one? I'm giving in the participant step, I am adding person one person. That person is the administrator. Once the administrator will give the permission, then only our content will publish. Are you guys clear with my point? This is the scenario actually. Okay, so here I am clicking on this one, and then we can select the payload meaning whatever the content they are pushing, whatever the content they are publishing. So if you click on the payload, you can see the content. can see the content. So what kind of page they are publishing, what kind of content they are publishing, you can cross check with the help of payload. You can cross check with the help of payload. Okay. So this is the content I am publishing. Okay. This is the content I am publishing, right? So simply what I am doing, okay, I check the content, I am okay with that content. So here I am mentioning, here it is, what I am mentioning here it is the content. I check all the content. I checked all the content. The content is looks good. I checked. This is the comment I am adding. So the whatever the like the whatever the team members have done the work. So I see all the content. Everything is okay. Then I am giving some good comment to them. I checked all the content. The content is very good. The content is looks good. The content is looks good. The content is looks good. I am giving some compliment to them, and then I'm click on okay. Okay, and then next tab, next tab. Okay, so I can refresh this one, and then whenever you click on the complete, then you can simply come to error.log files. There it should be displayed on that content, whatever the content they has published, it should be displayed on here. So that is the thing of the workflow. Okay. So as of now, I will open this demo.workflow one more time. AEM, and then publish author, quick start, logs. You can go to logs. You can open with the demo wf log. Click on it. If you see the path is coming or not, are you guys clear with my point? The path is coming or not? So this is my I am giving the input. So the path is coming. So this is the input I am taking, content demo, ESCN. Yes. For example, if I select any other one, for example, mm, I will go to the same process. So as of now, I select this path like content demo, ESCN. So demo project I am selecting. So as of now, what I am doing is I will select any other path. Simply you can see, mm, I am going to workflows, and then this is the workflow, demo workflow, right? So now what I'm starting the workflow. Here I am giving other path meaning. So in the previous case where we are taking the demo session, right? So now I am taking the VRetail project, and then okay, select anything VS, and I am taking SPNL, and then I am selecting this path. I am selecting this path, and then click on run. Once we are running this one, it will we will get the one notification. Simply go to there and view all, and then if you see few seconds ago, you will get the some notification. Simply click on that and complete. Okay, I'm giving the content is very good, super. Okay, I'm giving the super, the content is super. Okay, I'm click on okay. Once I click on the okay, simply now what I'm doing, simply I'm going to here, you can go to AEM, author, and then quick start logs, demo log, right? So you can open with, if you see vretail.es, vretail.es. Are you guys clear with my point? This is the previous path. These two are previous path, and this is the input of current. So like this can like once the I would say admin give the permission, then only our content will publish. Then on our content will public. So this is the main agenda of workflows. For references purpose, what you guys will do, simply you can come to these blogs like in the last session also I introduced some Imran Khan blogs like that there, right? So you can come here, we'll be having the each like the models. So if you see the list of the workflow models that are currently available, so those all are available in the models console. We can also create and edit, delete and new workflow here. Okay, what instances meaning this tab shows the details of the currently active workflow. These instances are also version dependent. Next one is archive meaning this shows the list of terminated workflows for whatever the reason. Next one we have the launchers, and we have the failures, and then we can go through this block, we'll get the clarity. So basic where we have the multiple steps. So based on the steps, we will publish the content for quality purpose. For quality purpose. Okay, like whatever the process we done, all the steps we will be having here manually. Workflow process is the predefined interface. We are using predefined interface. Predefined interface is having only one method, that is the workflow method. For that workflow method we are passing three parameters. One is the workflow item, workflow session, workflow meta map. Okay, metadata. If you see metadata map, if you, so this is the participant step, and then not all, this is the workflow part one. So we'll be having, if I simply can go to the blogs, and then if you go to the workflow part two, and then in the workflow part two, oh, sister. So these are the blogs, you can refer the blogs. Basically the main thing is where we have the multiple steps. So all the persons is okay with that content, then only our content will be published. That is the major thing. So the workflow basically, which is the sequence of flow of steps. So all the steps, every person will give the access, every person will give the permission, then only it will it will go to next step. For example, if the content is not good, then he will give the command, and so that command will go to the that whoever is created by the content. So they will modify the content, and again they push the content to the admin. So this is the process will happen. So workflows is the very very important concept, very important. This is the one blog, and you can refer one more blog, that is the workflows. So these are the two blogs, you can refer these two blogs, you can get the clarity on the methods. Workflow Imran.com. This is the steps. If you observe here this diagram, here we will mention multiple persons. Once all the persons will approve, then only our content will go to the live. If not, our content will not go to the live. So this is the workflow meaning flow of steps, sequence of steps, right? So this is the process. The entire thing will be having. You can refer these blogs. We'll get the complete idea of the complete idea about the workflows. Okay. So as of now, what you guys will do, you can refer these two blogs, and then create a simple workflow, and then we can create one workflow, and then input, we can write the backend logic like this. This logic, whatever the logic I have written, this logic, the basic reason is whatever the path we are taking, that path we need to display, on the error.log files. You can write the same logic, and you can give the add this as the process step, and then we'll get the error.log files, right? So those content you can display. So this is the one screenshot, and another dot will create the one log file, right? That is the one screenshot, and you will get the one message, right? And the error dot log files, and that is the one screenshot. And here we are adding the steps, right? Basically, where we will add the some process step, right? That is the one screenshot, and we are giving the path, right? That is the one screenshot. So take the screenshot of those four and five screenshots, I guess. Five screenshot, and you can do the assignment and you can share in the group. So this is all about workflows. This is all about workflows. Okay. So can refer these two blogs, then we'll get the complete idea. I would say we'll get the better understanding. Okay. So that's all about. I'm stopping the live.